City Council made a really good decision on Tuesday. It decided to invest in our troubled core neighborhoods. First, City Councilors decided to waive development fees in an area bounded by Tecumseh Road, Paulette Road, and Peter Street, and they decided to waive development fees for 5 years. They also asked administration what more ways are there to try to revive these neighborhoods. Okay, the hollowing out of the core is a critical issue for Windsor. We don't have a lot of population growth. Our population instead shifts, and it has shifted to the outer edges of the city. This is a problem because it becomes more and more difficult and more expensive to provide enough services and amenities. It's kind of like stretching your supply lines in a conflict. And this is part of our big advantage in Windsor. We can't compete with smaller county towns when it comes to things like property taxes and fees. But we have a trump card that they don't have, and that's urban life and the urban vibe that comes with it. And this is the kind of atmosphere that a lot of young people today are looking for, and that's what we have, and that's our strength. We need to play that up. You can ask, for someone who lives in South Windsor like me, what does this matter? It matters because if we can revive these core neighborhoods, if we can bring people here and bring development here, it brings jobs and it brings tax revenue for the entire city. So, if we lift up these core neighborhoods, we can lift up the entire city. And there's a lot more that we can do besides financial incentives. We need to invest in the community, the amenities, because people don't move to neighborhoods just because they're cheaper, they have fewer fees. They move to neighborhoods because they're nice places to live. So if we invest in libraries and parks and community centers and pools, and we've done some of this, but not always in the right places. We've built some of these things in places that don't need it as much. And we've tried to close things in places that do need it the most. We need to give these neighborhoods more than their fair share. They need a leg up. But not all neighborhoods in Windsor are sharing the prosperity. So, this, I hope, is only the beginning of the discussion, a discussion that will infuse many more council decisions on investing in things like community centers, in parks, in libraries, all in these areas to make them nice places to be. And there's a lot of incentives we can do for individual homeowners as well as for developers. We can give homeowners incentives to do things like paint their houses, fix their porches. We do this already in Sandwich Town, but the minimum amount for the matching funds is $2,000. That's a lot of money for some people. So the city is looking at making this program, not only expanding it, but making it more accessible by requiring less money from homeowners to do these things that people see from the street, things that, as Neil Robertson, the city's manager of urban design, said, things that signal that people care about this neighborhood. So I hope that we see a lot more of this in the future. I think it's a really important step for the city.